You know what also came out wrong? What the Raiders did on Twitter today. Now, we've talked about this in the past. I believe we spoke about this about 3 weeks ago. How very often the social media department in any building, especially for an NFL team, is not on the same page, nor even in the same room or building, sometimes it seems, as the rest of the employees. And now sometimes the social media department does something that maybe the coaching staff or the football operations side is like, oh boy. The social media department means well. And a lot of times, especially during the summer, they pre-build tweets and posts, right? They say, hey, we're going to schedule all of these. It's employee number one's birthday. So we're going to build a graphic, happy birthday, employee number one or employee number 10. You'll see where I'm going in a second. And they build the graphic and they just schedule it to post, right? So so-and-so's birthday is the 2nd of November. Hey, intern from local university, can you, during the summer, build all of these and just put them in our schedule, right? So they're going to go out. They're going to go out on that day. The Browns, for example, I remember this because it was awkward a couple of weeks ago. Happy birthday, Michael Dunn. Not Michael Dunn. Was it Michael Dunn? It was an offensive lineman. Michael Dunn's still there. He's on IR. Whomever it was is a guy they had cut that morning. But the happy birthday tweet went out later that day. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. Maybe it was a different team. Regardless, you get my point. Can we put on the screen, please, what the Raiders did this morning? Happy birthday, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Join us in wishing Jimmy Garoppolo.
Join us in
happy
wishing
birthday.
Jimmy Garoppolo a happy birthday.
There's the bench.
There's the bench. Your flowers and your cake are over there on the bench. At last check, it's not getting ratioed, but it is close. It has 6,000 likes and 2,000 replies. Now, many of those replies might be, hey, we wish Jimmy were still starting. Many of those replies might be, wow, is he handsome? I wish I was there to celebrate his birthday. But many of them are, Raiders, what are you doing? You just bench the dude, and then you're wishing him a happy birthday. This is one of those. The social media department is not on the same page as the football department. But it is the right choice.
This was great. Someone just posted a picture of a bench, obviously, but it's in wrapping paper. So it's like, here's your gift. It's a bench.
Hey, where should we send the cake? To the bench or to the building? Right. Listen, I like Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he can still play.
There's a clipboard.
Yeah. I think that teams should have tried to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. After that game, I'm driving home Monday night, NFL Game Day Final, yours truly, Steve Weiss, to the post-game show. And we're talking about over and over again, what are the Raiders? They're 3-5. What are they? They get the Giants and Jets coming up at home. Those are both winnable games, by the way, even with Jimmy Garoppolo and with Josh McDaniels. And that's what I said Monday night. They get the New York home games, not the hotel and casino, but the New York back-to-back. If they win both of those games, which they could, regardless of coach and quarterback, they're 5-5. They're kind of in the middle of it. But the team that we saw Monday night, they're not good. So what do you do? Well, what Mark Davis did was fire everybody. I fell asleep Monday night around 9 o'clock. Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. My phone starts ringing, bzz, 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 bzz. At 10 o'clock, I look at it. Oh, boy, they got fired. Makes sense. Now, I initially thought they got fired because Josh McDaniels went to Mark Davis Tuesday morning and said, I am benching Jimmy Garoppolo. And that may turn out to be the reason why. Because if you're Mark Davis, you say, then why am I paying him? You told me to write a huge check for Chandler Jones. That was a disaster last year before anything happened off the field this year. You told me to write a huge check for Devontae Adams and trade away my 1 and my 2. He's great, but we're still not. I wrote a huge check to you. I wrote a huge check to you. And now, after writing a huge check to Hunter Renfroe that you can't even give away. We're 3-5, and you want to bench this guy who isn't very good, at least not in this current setting, and I wrote him a huge check as well. And if you bench him now, it's Derek Carr all over again, meaning we're going to put you on bubble wrap on the bench to eat your birthday cake because we don't want you to get hurt, and then we're stuck with the bill next year on your contract if you're injured. Why am I writing all these checks? We're going backwards. And that's why Mark Davis blew the whole thing up. He has not spoken on camera, but here's what he said to ESPN.com, and he also spoke to The Athletic last night via phone. Unfortunately, I had great hopes. It just seemed we were going in the wrong direction. So with the trade deadline, I felt it was time to make a change, time to make a move. Now, here's the biggest mistake Mark Davis made. He fired them after the trade deadline. 6 hours after the trade deadline. Some will tell you it's because he spoke to players in the locker room. I think he did before as well. But made that decision after speaking to players in the locker room, after speaking to the coach and to the GM, and decided to blow it up. You should have done it first thing Tuesday morning. And then told Champ Kelly, your new general manager, here are our walking orders. You can handle the trade deadline. Do as you please, but just know we're turning this whole thing over. Again, why do you let your new coach and your new GM handle the trade deadline? It makes no sense because they handle the trade deadline with their interests in mind as well, right? I'm not saying they're selfish or misguided, but they're handling that deadline assuming that they're moving forward, running this ship, steering this ship, driving this car, whatever you want. Do it before the trade deadline so that Champ Kelly or whomever you want making those decisions can aggressively try to unload assets. That's where Mark Davis messed up. It didn't make any sense. And if you go back and you watch Josh McDaniels' press conference at roughly, it was right after the trade deadline. It was like 1:15-ish Pacific, 4:15 Eastern time. Remember, they landed late. Monday night game, you land late, all right? Everyone's in the office half asleep. So he came back in, and somebody asked him, not, hey, is Jimmy your quarterback? Because there seemed to be some uncertainty on the post-game podium Monday. The question was, you mentioned Aiden O'Connell, is seeing more of him this week an option? Kind of a half-arsed way of asking, are you benching Jimmy,
Yeah,
right? I'm going to back in there.
Kind of loaded.
Yeah, kind of. It's like, oh, honey, what do you kind of want to do tonight? Right? One of those. And he said, guys, like I haven't even talked to the players yet. I haven't talked to the player. Like, I mean, I don't want to talk about that. Like, I haven't even talked to the team yet. It's like, whoa. He didn't say, guys, Jimmy's my quarterback. He said, guys, I haven't even talked to the team yet. And I texted someone immediately. He's benching him. He is benching him. And then someone said, hey, what about the trade deadline? And Josh goes, hey, like I kept checking with Dave, like we're past it, right? Like you're looking at his phone. We're past 1 o'clock. No, I think we're good. I don't think we did anything. But like kind of laughing, like I came down here waiting, like, are we, they were still very much in charge is my point at 1 o'clock. Very much in charge. And you let them go through the trade deadline. You can't do that. Now, a Raider fan may push back and go, like, we're screwed either way. What does it matter? But if you had made it known, and I know the contract is bad, you could have Jimmy Garoppolo right now because we're benching we're benching him for Aiden O'Connell, and we don't want to put him on the field because of the injury and the financial risk for next year. He's not gonna play again. Mark my words. Jimmy Garoppolo is done as a Raider. Fair or not, good offensive line or not, good play calling or not, he's done as a Raider.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.